Good morning, everyone. My name is Erin Kinsella. I'm a consecrated virgin, but that's a story for another time. And I do music at 7 p.m. Mass, but I'm fairly new to Holy Redeemer. I'm really grateful for the very warm welcome from the parish. And I wanted to share with you today how I met Jesus in the sacrament of confession. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I knew some things about God, but I didn't really know God. I thought of God more as some kind of nice man in the sky who does nice things for us sometimes when we ask him, but who doesn't really get too involved in our lives. I never considered that God might have a plan for me, for my life, and so I lived my whole young life making my own plans. Those plans led me to study virology in Texas, where I had big dreams about curing all the deadly contagious diseases of the world. COVID-19 was not around then, and becoming a famous researcher. However, following some catastrophic things in the relationship between myself and my supervisor, I ended up experiencing debilitating depression and having to come back from that program, back to Canada. I came back very broken and lost, and I had no idea where my life was headed. The only people that I knew in town were the ones that I had met at church, since my parents had moved there after I started university. And I started hanging out with them, and they invited me to help out at the youth group. I started to learn about all of the things that the church teaches, and I felt like it was the first time that I was hearing them, and they were making sense to me. It also made me realize that the places that I had been looking for happiness, relationships, parties, grades, success, fame, all the usual things, would never be able to fulfill me. They would never be able to provide what I was looking for, which was a joy that would last. We had one youth group night on confession, and I very quickly realized that I needed to go. I was very nervous because I started to realize the gravity and the weight of the sins that I had been carrying. I didn't know what the priest would say. I didn't even know if I could get the words out. But I managed to get into the confessional, and by the grace of God, I confessed everything that was on my heart. As the priest prayed the words of absolution, I felt a literal weight lifting off of my shoulders. And it was like this God that people had talked about was suddenly there with me. And I met him in a personal way. And I experienced this love that I had never experienced before, right to the depths of my bones. And I knew that I was loved and forgiven. And in that confession, that profound presence that I felt changed everything for me. I met the God that I had heard about, and I stopped making my own plans and started asking, Lord, what are your plans for my life? I started praying and going regularly to confession, and the Lord gave me a new goal, which was not fame or success, surprise, surprise, but which was holiness. He changed my heart profoundly in that confession and has been reworking it ever since. I'll end with a beautiful quote from John Paul II that resonated with me and that continues to resonate with me today. We are not the sum of our weaknesses and failures. We are the sum of the Father's love for us and our real capacity to become the image of his Son. So if there are any today who are thinking, ooh, maybe it's been a long time since I've been to confession, or you're feeling like you might need to go, please know that I'll be praying especially for you, and that it's Jesus who waits there with us with great mercy. Thank you.